Greetings of the day. Today we are going to see Shakespeare's very famous poem, a sonnet titled Not Marble Nor the Gilded Monuments. This is the 55th sonnet written by Shakespeare as per the record we find in the chronicles. In this sonnet, Shakespeare says, not marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory. 'Gainst death and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth. Your praise shall still find room even in the eyes of all posterity, that wear this world out to the ending doom, so till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. This sonnet, the 55th sonnet, is addressed to a patron, a young man, whose name is not available in our records. But there has been a patron, there has been a young man whom Shakespeare has spoken a lot about, spoken a lot to. He has addressed him and he has tried his best to glorify him. So we find the same in this sonnet. So who is Shakespeare talking to? It is that patron to whom he talks in nearly all of his sonnets, which are addresses. Here he says, not marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme. Now Shakespeare is very confident that his rhyme is so powerful, so everlasting, that it can live beyond the lifespan of marble, the stone which is considered to have a very long life, or the gilded monuments, the monuments which are very rich and which are treasured very well and which are kept unanimously as treasures. Even those monuments which are being taken care of will not live as long as the powerful rhyme of Shakespeare. And even if those monuments are of princes, that is, even the royal machinery, while taking care of such monuments, will not be able to give such a long life to the monuments as long life Shakespeare would give through his poem. But you shall shine more bright in these contents. Shakespeare addresses his patron and says that in these contents, meaning thereby the content of the sonnet, the lines of his poetry, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than, how much more? Than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. The stone which is lying on the shore of a water body, which is being smeared again and again and again with the waves, which doesn't move and it stays there. Even that stone won't stay as long as the record of this sonnet. Than unswept stone be smeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn. Now Shakespeare comes to another example or another comparison. He says that during war, statues are overturned and they actually are brought to the stage of being perished. He says the statues of celebrities, the statues of royal personages will get overturned. They will get destroyed, but not this sonnet. Again, in his eyes, the record created in his sonnet is far more everlasting than the statues of royal persons. And Broyles root out the work of masonry. Again, he says that very rich work of masonry is destroyed when there are broils, when there are fights, when there are feuds. People destroy architecture. They destroy the buildings. But here he says that buildings may be destroyed, monuments may be destroyed, anything which is very precious and which is treasured with much effort may be destroyed, but not your memory. Nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire. He says that even the sword of Mars or the quick fire of war, the fire of war actually is very destructive because it ravages everything. Means there is a large scale destruction caused during war. Even that fire, which can burn very fast and a large amount of property, that fire is nothing as compared to the sonnet, which is far more powerful and far more everlasting. The living record of your memory. Again, he brings our thought, the reader's thought, to the living record of his memory that he has created through his sonnet. Against death and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth. Shakespeare, in a hyperbolic tone, talks to his patron. He addresses him and convinces him that against death and all oblivious enmity, means even death, which is said to overcome everything, death actually brings everything to an end. But no, even death will not be able to wash away the record and all oblivious enmity. In a state of enmity, we forget everything. But even enmity will not be able to erase the record of the patron's memory. Shall you pace forth? Why? Because you will pace forth. You will go march ahead. Your praise shall find room even in the eyes of posterity. You will move ahead and you will find a place in the eyes of posterity. And when someone finds place in the eyes of posterity, then there is again an extension of sustenance of the person's survival. Whether it is subtle survival, whether it is a non-physical survival, but you will survive. In case not physically, then you will survive in a non-physical mode that wear this world out to the ending doom. Shakespeare says you will survive even beyond doom. Doomsday is the last day, the end of the universe. Shakespeare says that you will survive even to the end of doom, beyond doom. So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this. Till the day of judgment comes and you come to a stage when you have to face the end, even then you will live in this. Because the day of judgment or the doomsday will not be able to erase my sonnet. So you live in this and dwell in lover's eyes. And you dwell in the lover's eyes because lovers are always fond of cherishing the memories of their beloved. So you will always remain alive in our memories. The important words in this sonnet for students to remember and pay attention to are: gilded means rich and superior. Monuments, a structure raised for someone's memory. Besmeared, spread or covered. Sluttish, untidy. Broils, altercations. Enmity, the feeling of an enemy. All oblivious, all forgetful. Posterity, future generations. Doomsday, the day of reckoning, the last day. Dwell, inhabit, live. So this sonnet again happens to be a very popular and much cherished sonnet which has been highly appreciated by critics. So it is worth giving a read and worth remembering because Shakespearean sonnets are everlasting. Thank you.